Hello everyone, this is Shifa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to talk about literary genre. First of all, we are going to look at the meaning of what is literary genre, what are their types, and we are going to look at some of the examples of literary genre. So, literary genre is divided into two parts. Literary means literature and genre means type. Literary genre is divided mainly into four categories: drama, fiction, non-fiction, and poetry. For drama, it is further divided into two subtypes: comedy and tragedy. For fiction, there are n number of subdivisions such as historical, realistic fiction, science fiction, thriller, mystery, romance, fantasy, and folklore. For non fiction, we have biography, autobiography, narrative, and periodicals. And for poetry, we have categories like lyrics, drama, and narrative. First of all, we are going to look at the drama. Drama is a specific mode of fiction represented in performance. So basically, drama is performed and it is read as well, but mainly during the earlier times it was performed, and it is characterized into two subdivisions: tragedy and comedy. Tragedy is a sad drama with a sad ending, for example, Hamlet. And comedy is a funny drama with happy ending, and it is again an example of Shakespeare, the Comedy of Errors. Okay, so with this plot you will understand the difference between the tragedy and comedy of the drama. You have to look at the plot of these two dramas. The next we have is the category of fiction. In this particular category, fiction is basically a story made by the writer and it is not related to any real life or characters or things or story. So in that particular category, we have the first subcategory, historical. The story is based on real history, but it has been converted in such a way that it looks as if it is mere a story and not a reality. Okay, the plot is based on real history, but the characters and all the things happening is not real. The example for this is All the Light We Cannot See. Then we have realistic fiction, that a story that seems real but isn't real, and the book here is Jane Eyre. Then we have fantasy. A story is in a way a world which has a fantasy characters, a fantasy world which looks like it's not real. And the best example will be Harry Potter. If you have seen the series or books, you have read the books. So obviously we all know that this is a fantasy world, it's not related to real world. Then we have folklore. It is based on old cultural stories like fairy tales, fables. So for example, if we are looking at Indian folklore, we have Asura. Then apart from that, we have mystery. Mystery is in a way a fiction where there is a story of a crime and we have to solve that crime. The whole story solves the crime scene. Okay, and the book here is The Silent Patient. Then we have thriller. Thriller is a fiction which is intended to make the audience thrilled, and here it is, the book given is Don't Turn Around. The difference between the mystery and thriller is mystery in a way solves the crime puzzle, whereas thriller is just to give you the thrill, the surprises. Okay, the thriller novel may reveal the criminal in the first place itself, in the beginning, but the mystery is actually you have to go through the book to see who the real crime maker is. Then we have a romance, and the novel is The Fault in Our Stars. And then we have science fiction, and here story of future with advanced tech being told. And if you have heard about the very famous in fact there is a series also on this, which is Hunger Games. Then we comes to the non-fiction category. The non-fiction category is obviously based on real life. The very first example of this category of or subcategory is biography. The first book we will come across is Albert Einstein. Then we have autobiography. Autobiography's example, I am Malala. Now, difference between biography and autobiography is that biography tells the story of a person, and autobiography tells the story of a person through their own self, written by their own self. Okay. Then we have a narrative non-fiction. Narrative non-fiction means a story that has been happened in real life. Here we have book called Winnie the Pooh. And the last thing in this non-fiction category is periodicals. You will find a lot of regular newspapers, magazines and journals that also counts under non-fiction. And the last category of literary genre is poetry. Poetry is in a way writing your thought process in a very fancy way, or you using different ways to portray what you feel or what you think. Okay, by using rhyme, by using various tools, you can make poetry and in a way portray your message. The very first category of the poetry is lyric poetry. Okay, so here I am going to give you the example besides what I have written. Lyric poetry is in a way poetry which seems to be rhyming with each other. The lines, the word at the end rhyme. So these are lyric poetry, and in lyric poetry again there are various categories like haiku, ode, elegy, etc. Narrative poetry tells the story, and it is a whole narration of a single story, but in a poetic form of a way. And then at last we have dramatic poetry. The dramatic poetry are words spoken by the character, like soliloquy, monologue or dialogue. So these are also some of the techniques of writing poetry. These are the major categories of poetry. We have subcategories also, but that I might discuss in the coming video. So that's that.